Okay. So I just started recording. Hopefully, if anyone else is getting on, they'll just get on. If not, they can start recording. Okay. So for anyone doing free groups, everyone needs to make sure you are doing a free group every single month and then a paid group. And with the free groups, you don't have to switch it every single month. So when I was in Georgia, wherever I was, at one of the retreats, we had a guest speaker there who talked a ton about branding yourself and branding your challenge groups. And that's what a lot of us are kind of starting to now like get into. Oh, the only reason is every month we're always like, okay, we have to switch it and we have to do an abs one this month, and the next month we have to do a butt one, and the next month we have to do this, and we have to create all these new graphics and make all these new videos. And sometimes that adds so much stress, especially a lot of you guys are back at work now and there's no more summer breaks, so you don't have time to be doing 50 million things. So by branding yourself in your groups, you eliminate having to create tons of extra stuff that you might not have time for, because you really want to be spending your time investing in people and investing in the challenge groups when you're running them and inviting people to join you versus just the graphics. Because if you get caught up, like even me, I'll go to do a graphic and it's like not my thing. So I never know like which lettering to use or what looks good. And then I start sending them to Frankie and I'm like, does this look good? And he starts deciding, and then I play with it for like 5 hours. And 5 hours goes by that I did nothing for my actual job except play with a little, event invite or whatever. So one of the things what the girl had talked about, our guest speaker in Georgia, was that if you start branding yourself, I believe it's called like the busy bee mom or something. So every challenge group she runs always has to do with that. So her challenge group every single month, people know, and every time they see it, they know what to expect, because it's the same. Thanks, Pam. I did my hair tonight just for you guys. My goal for September was to start actually doing my hair, but I haven't done it until today. So she runs all of her challenge groups. So every single month, even though to us, we're like, well, we have to change it because people don't want to see the same thing. People sometimes they need to see the same thing. They might not join right away, but it starts clicking in their head that, okay, the second week of every month, she is running a clean eating group. So they'll participate in that clean eating group, and they might not join a paid group the next month. But then when you do the clean eating group again, they fell off the wagon for the last like 4 weeks without you. And so then they get back on and do another week, and then they might fall off again. But eventually they're going to be like, okay, I feel awesome when I'm doing this clean eating, so I need to join her and do it for the full month. And it will, for you guys, like every single month so this is what I'm going to start doing. Every month on my like page, because you can't boost a post on your regular Facebook. So with my like page, I'm going to post my free challenge, whatever. I'm going to just do clean eating. And it's going to be 5 days, because I always find that when I do 7 days, people by Saturday and Sunday just like fall off the face of the earth. So it's just going to be 5 days. So I'll do clean eating. I'll post it on my like page, and then I'm going to boost it either for $15 or $20. I'll only boost it once, and I'll have it boosted for like a few days. So I'll post it tomorrow and have it run through Saturday or Sunday. And it will be the same ad that's being ran. But then I will add them into a Facebook event, and they will go in. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to do it in a group or event, but I will add them into either an event or a group, and then do the clean eating for 5 days. At the end of that, I'm going to leave everybody in it, and they'll just be in there. I won't be posting really, but they'll have like access to the recipes and the things I shared. Then the following month, I'm going to post the same exact ad, and I'm going to tell everyone that if they're interested, again, I'll boost it for $15 or $20. I'll boost it. I'll have it running for 5 days usually. And then when it's running during that time, I'm going to say whoever wants to be in the group, tag 5 people. So by tagging 5 people, you get them tagging those people. And then if they want people to be in the group, like say I tagged Pam, I tagged Pam, Christina, Heather, Stephanie, and Nicole. So I tag those people and say, hey, I want to be in your clean eating group. Those people are all tagged. Well, now if they want to be in it, those 5 people are all going to tag people. And what coaches were seeing that by doing that, they were getting all these extra people put into their thing, and then they don't have to do it. So like, say I tag Kristen. If she didn't want to do it, she wouldn't tag 5 people. So it eliminates you having to go like reach out to everyone, because you'll know if they want to do it, they're going to tag 5 people in that status, and then you'll add them into the group. And then you can just leave that group open, and every month, right before the week starts, you'll just take out the information you had and you'll put new information in. Like you can change up your meal plan, but you don't have to come up with like 50 new graphics if you don't want to. Now, if you're someone who has the time to do all the graphics and you want to switch it every month, you definitely can. Or if you want to do the same nutrition plan, but maybe you're going to say, okay, this time around we're going to do abs. This time around we're going to do the arms or whatever. You can still do that, but just to eliminate the stress of having to switch it up every month. To us, we're like, oh, it's so boring for people. To them, it's not. And they just want free stuff. So when you're running your free challenge group, you have to remember they want free things. People love free things. Anytime you're like, hey, even when I see something, if it's something that I can get for free, I'm like, okay, cool, I'll fill this out, or I'll stop and do something. But we always think that we have to like change everything, and you don't really have to change everything. This coach that talked to us is super successful. And Anita Myron, actually, who did the National Wake Up Call on Monday, when she started coaching, this is how she ran her entire free challenges. It was the same free group every single month and same paid group every single month. So start to brand yourself. If you don't have a team name, start thinking, like pick 5 things. Go through it. Maybe you like, if you're going through Instagram, a lot of you guys, Jesse, so do you remove last month's challengers? No. So I'll leave whoever's in the group, I'll leave them there and I'll add in new people. And then it will go again. And then again, you'll just keep leaving everybody in. And so whoever wants to participate that round, when you repost at the end of the month, it will automatically notify them like, okay, we're starting a new clean eating, and they're already in the group. So it takes no effort on their end. They just already are like, okay. And those are people probably after that clean group might not be doing anything. But then once you put that post in, you don't even have to privately message them. They're going to get a notification that you're starting another one right off the bat. So it will save you from having to like re-add and do that. But when branding yourself with Instagram, you guys go look at people's Instagrams. You can look at top coaches, but it doesn't even have to be a Beachbody person. Go look at someone's Instagram, and if you're scrolling through it and you really like how they're posting their pictures, kind of see, are they using the same filter in every picture? Are they never using words in picture? Or if they are, is there a certain kind of lettering that you like? And then stick with the same thing every single time in your Instagram. So she told us when we were branding ourselves, like pick the 5 things, go look and see how you like the photos of other people, and then that will help you decide. And so I've been doing that a lot on Instagram because for coaching for a year and a half, Facebook's awesome, and I have gotten a lot of coaches off of Facebook. But I think that the coaches I find on Instagram, usually it's so much easier because they're people that are already comfortable in posting and they're sharing their journey already. So they're a little more out there, I think. And then when they start coaching, they don't feel like now they have to start posting. Now they have to do all this like extra homework, and now they have to start working out and start drinking a shake. Because sometimes I think people want to start coaching, but they get so overwhelmed with all of the information that is put on you. And another thing I recommend doing when you bring on a coach, make sure the coach is going through the right steps. And the steps are, if you guys do not know them, on my YouTube, I have a video for it. But the steps are, they'll fill out your coach application. So if you need to see what one looks like, tell us, let us know. I have a coach application. I have some pictures of our team in it. And then I talk about me in the beginning of it and my team and kind of how I view our team. and the way that like the people that I want on the team working together, and that we're all like a community of girls. So my first page is kind of like my bio, and then it goes and it has like a picture, I think, of me and Frankie and Chloe, and then maybe just Chloe or something, I don't know. But then the second page, it says, now let me hear about you. And I ask them different questions. I ask them what kind of workouts they like, if they've ever tried Shakeology. I asked them what was the thing that interested them most about coaching, because I think that's a really good question to have on your application, because if someone comes to you and they are only money oriented, you need to make sure that people know this isn't a business that you just get rich right away. Some people do, but to get rich right away, it's not very likely. So you want people to know that ahead of time. Not that they can't, they can make tons of money. I mean, we have a millionaire club for Beachbody, but you want them to also know, like, hey, this is going to it takes time. You have to be willing, you want them to be adding value to people's lives. You want them to be participating in this group. You don't want them thinking like, okay, I'm just going to, start making $5,000 every single week, in the first 2 months, because that's not a realistic expectation. So I have that on there, and then I ask them to tell me if they are married, if they have kids, kind of just like their background, what their current job is, because you also want to know, what is their current job? Are they doing something that is like, are they a teacher? If they tell you what their job is, then when they start as a coach, you kind of know how to help them and fit it in. Like, I know if someone comes to me and they're a teacher, I can talk to my coach because she was a teacher, and I can kind of get information on that. And you can see like people's schedules, how it's going to work out. So you want to just know about them before you sign them up as a coach. Because before, when I was just signing people up, I can tell you I've had a lot of people that like didn't even start the program and just dropped out. So you want to know about them, talk to them about it, and then go from there. So they'll fill out the application. Then you will add them into, so they'll fill out the application, you'll talk to them, and then you'll get them all signed up with their challenge pack. After they're signed up with their challenge pack, they will fill out the form that says 24 to 48 hour checklist. Some people, it is going to take longer. I tell people, get it to me as soon as you can. I let them know it's 24 to 48 hours, but if it takes longer, that's completely okay. Let them know that, like, get it to me, and once you get that to me, I'll add you into the next thing. But do not add them into the next thing without them completing that, because all of the information that is in the checklist, it's about hitting Success Club, going Emerald, the things you're working on when you first start your business. It's a lot of information that people need to know. So if it takes them a week, if it takes them 2 weeks, that's totally okay. Some people are going to do it fast. Some people are going to do it a little bit slower. That's totally fine. Once they hand that in, then you put them in the 7-day boot camp, which is a group. If you are not in it, let us know, and you can message me and I can add you into it. And that has training videos in it. That's where they'll be like setting up their Facebook and doing a few different things. They'll be coming up with their why, on why they're coaching. If they don't, make sure they share it with you. I always like people to share it with me, only because if there's something that you think maybe they should add in, or if there's something that you can help with, because sometimes people get nervous and don't know what to say. So it's just a good time for you and your coach kind of to talk about their why and just, connect on that level before they post it. Then after they do that, during the 7-day boot camp, you can add them into the team page. I don't add anyone into the team page until they're in the 7-day boot camp, and then that's their next step. Does anyone have any questions on that? Oh, and for the packets, if you guys do not know where that is, it's in the Google Drive, and it's tagged at the top of Livin2beFIT, so you can go in the Google Drive. And then you just make a copy of it, and then you can edit it. Hold on, I'm just going to check. Oh, never mind. Those were old messages. Okay. So we are past that part. Let me check on this. Oh, the challenge tracker app. If any of you guys are having problems with it this month, obviously it's because so many people are logging onto an app that it's like backfiring. So I know like Kristen couldn't get on yesterday and she ended up getting on later in the night. I actually cannot even get the app downloaded on my phone. And so I talked to corporate today because I was like, I don't know. At this point, I don't even care. As long as my challengers had it, I was like, whatever. I don't, because it's like stressing me out. But the app won't even download on mine, and it's literally just a glitch right now in the program. So, or in the app. Make sure you are holding people accountable in that group because they do win money. So you can see in that app if they're drinking their shake, if they're doing their workouts. Make sure they're logging it. If they're not, send them a little message. Like it takes 2 seconds to message them, be like, hey, you have 2 days left. Make sure you log at least 1 shake so that you get, your week complete. You just want to be extra supportive. Don't just assume, oh, well, they're in the group, so everyone's going to do it. Because I can tell you personally, people who wanted to be in it that I sent the email to, I reminded them for like a week straight, like, hey, we started prep week now. Now we're doing this. Like, you really need to get enrolled. You need to sign up. Here's the email. I sent the email like 5 times. I still had people who never completed it. And today, like, I talked to one of the people and she was just like, well, I don't really care about money. I'm like, it's free money. Why would you not care? But so just, you still have to check in on people, even with the app. They're not going to do it on their own. And also, if you guys didn't know, with the Challenge Tracker app, you can do a prep week in it. So this past one with the Health Bet, I didn't do a separate challenge group. I did everything through the app. I started my group on Tuesday or Wednesday, and then I did my normal prep every single day, going over meal planning, going over before pictures, did posts every day, and then by the time we got to Monday is when we actually started. So you can still do the normal prep week in the app if you don't want to use your Facebook group. The only thing you cannot do is you cannot do Facebook Live. You can post a YouTube video or a video, but you can't go live in that app yet. So just be aware of that. If any of you guys are going to try to go live in it, you have to have a YouTube video or make a video ahead of time. Is everyone understanding that app okay?
Yeah. Hey, how did you like running it that way?
I'm so paranoid that it's going to go down. So that part of it's freaking me out because I don't want someone to message me and tell me they're not able to log something because I don't have control over that. So I think that's my biggest fear right now is that that's going to happen. And like my times in my group are messed up. Like Frankie posted a picture today, I think at like 11 o'clock, and it showed up that he was posting at 7. It said he posted at like 7 o'clock in the morning. Does he have to change that?
Yeah, you like manually.
It's the setting on their phone. Yeah, in the app, I think you can change it because Tony and I were in different time zones.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what he didn't do. He like told me that this morning, and I'm like, well, I don't really care. I was like, as long as it posts, that's all I care about because I'm so paranoid about people not being able to post. But I have liked it a lot. The one thing I don't like about Facebook is you get so many notifications, as you guys all know, between like team pages and then groups we put you in and then free groups and paid groups and your regular notifications. Challenge groups are just another thing that is going off every second. So I like with the app that like it's kind of separate, and I check in the morning. I check in usually around the lunchtime, and then I check in at night, and I don't feel like it's as stressful with all the notifications. Because then I just go in separately and like knock it all out versus Facebook.
Do you feel like your prep week ran like the same? Do you feel like there was as much interaction with your challengers in there?
Yeah, I think it was fine. Like everyone introduced themselves when they were supposed to introduce themselves. Everyone's been posting every single day. Lately I do not have luck with like two customers kind of talking to each other in the groups. What I was thinking about doing is telling people to start pairing up with someone and kind of holding each other accountable, because I have people that are posting, but they're not like, you know what I mean? Like someone posts and I want everyone to be like, good job or whatever. And realistically, some people don't have the time to do that. Like they're just checking in. So I guess I've liked it, and I think that I'm going to start running my groups more in the app versus the challenge group because I like that I can see how many workouts they did and how many shakes they did. I don't have to track it. I also know when someone comes to me and tells me a program's not working or shakes aren't working, I can look and say, okay, well, the shakes aren't working. You're not feeling anything for them because you only drank one a week and you have to be drinking it every day. So that part of it I think is awesome for me.
I was going to say one thing. I've actually had my challengers request that I stop using Facebook and only use the app because they said it's easier just to have it all in one place. And especially now that, Jesse, you showed me how you can like upload files and everything into the app. I asked for feedback and I did my prep week in Facebook. And they asked me this morning if I can just start posting only in the app. The other thing that I really like about it is when you go to that like main page where you start seeing everybody's feed, is you can like click right there and see who's logged today, and it literally just gives you like a complete list of everybody that day that's logged. So like when I click on that today, it says 11 people and counting, and then I can see right there like who's drank their shake and who's done their workout without having to scroll back through like all the posts so that I know like who didn't check in and who did. So I really like that feature on it. It is difficult, like Pam was saying, that you have to log everything as a coach, like pretty much, besides your posts. Like I can post through the app, but like all of the files and everything that I upload have to be on the internet.
Yeah.
Like computer versus the app.
And another thing, like Heather said, if you guys didn't see the chat, you can schedule your posts out. So like I have to get up with Chloe for school right now because obviously, for anyone who doesn't know, my boyfriend works nights, so we don't go to bed until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And I get up with my daughter, so I'm usually up until like 8 o'clock. Then I go back to bed with my boyfriend until 10:30, and then I get up. So my schedule is crazy. So this helps me usually I'm up, so I'll post it anyways. But it helps me if I want to schedule it out in there, I can schedule it out so that a post, no matter what, is going off at 7 o'clock in the morning. And for all of you guys who have busy schedules, you're trying to get your workout in before you get to your jobs, you guys can have everything ready to go, and then it posts for you in the morning. So that's one less thing that you have to worry about in the morning when it's all hectic and you're running around. And the one thing I will say, I think it's hard for people to have a Facebook group and the app, because then they have to check in at 2 different spots. They have to log their Shakeology, log their workout, then they have to post the picture, and then they have to go on Facebook and log that. So I do think it's better to do one or the other.
It's a lot because I just started a group brand new with like one other lady, and I'm just like, what am I doing?
Who's talking right now?
Oh, my name's Chelsea.
Oh, hi, Chelsea. I didn't realize there's a number on the bottom. I was like looking at everyone's faces because I'm like, I don't see anyone's face moving.
Hey, how do I get the faces though?
If you log on from a computer, then you'd be able to see them. If you log on from a phone or on my iPad, I never can see anyone's faces either.
Oh, okay.
Kristen, I don't know. I didn't do it through the app. I did it through, because the app's obviously not working through me. I go in on www.mychallengetracker.com.
So you can't do it from your phone. That part has to be done on the computer. Okay.
I don't know because my app's not working. So I'm literally, I'm doing it from my phone, but I go into the web, like your Safari.
Yeah, Heather just said it has to be through the portal. You can't do it on the app.
Okay. Yeah, and then so then you just click it. But it is working, and it sounds stupid, but I like that it tells me like I'm on day 2, because by day 15, sometimes I like have no idea what day we're on anymore. So I really like that it literally tells me like this is what day you're on, and you know the entire time without having to think about it. Like I wake up like, okay.
And you can switch it to, I don't know if you can do this on the portal, but like in the app, you can switch it to calendar mode, and it literally pulls up a whole calendar of September and like has like little colored coded dots to show you like whether or not you've missed a day or what you've missed each day. And then at the bottom, it tallies everything that you've done, so you can see your numbers.
And at any point, you can go, so say you're 2 weeks in, and you can't remember what one of your challengers' goals are, because you want to be bringing up that during their challenge. You want to be saying like, hey, you said your biggest struggle was eating candy. Have you felt like the Shakeology, drinking a chocolate shake every day helps you not eat as much candy? Because one thing I have noticed with Shakeology, if you are just saying, hey, don't you love it? Like, it's so good. Don't you feel awesome? Like, people don't get it. And that's not the way to approach it. If you go to someone and you actually talk to them like, hey, are you feeling different? Do you feel like you have more energy after you drink it? Do you feel like you are full for 2 to 3 hours? Has it been convenient for you? If you kind of point out things, and then it starts to click in people's heads like, oh yeah, actually I do have more energy than usual, and I'm only drinking 1 cup of coffee instead of 5. Or yeah, maybe I am eating less candy. So when you talk to them about it, it clicks in their head. But also 2 weeks into the program, you can literally click on the person and it tells you in the app their goals. And so you can go to them and say like, hey, your goal was to lose this, or you wanted to tone this. Do you feel like it's working? Is there something I can help you with extra? So I think it's a good way just to really know your challengers, because tracking them all sometimes gets hard.
Question. I don't know if they've improved this since they first came out with the app, because I know I got an email that said they like updated things and made changes. But one of the negative comments I was getting about the app from when I used it previously was that as a coach, you know how you can click like message like right in the portal and you can message that person directly right there? They said it won't let them message you back. Like they have to get on Facebook and message you or text you or something. They can't just like click reply. So I don't know if that's changed, but that was one thing that like a lot of people said was really irritating, that they couldn't just like reply. They had to go through something else to message you. Has anyone had any issues with that?
I'm going to try it right now, and then I'll let you guys know when we get off the call if that is still an issue.
I mean, it's really not that big of a deal, but I know that people were just like annoyed that they can't just click reply and they have to, like, they'll forget to message you back because they can't do it right then.
And another thing is, with the challenge tracker, I have 2 people in this group that don't have Facebooks. They don't want a Facebook. They don't have a Facebook. They're in this group because they don't have to set one up. And one of the girls actually wants to start coaching, and the challenge tracker allows people to start coaching if they don't want a Facebook, because you can run your business completely off of Instagram and off of there. Yes, if you start Facebook, that is way more people and all that stuff. But for someone who doesn't want Facebook, having a challenge tracker app allows you to do that. The only thing I can't figure out is how you would do your clean eating. I mean, I guess you could do it where you log it for 5 days or something, but that's the only part I don't know. I just sent Frankie a message on there, so I'll have him, I'll let you know if that still is happening or not. Okay. Coach Mobile is coming out, so that is out tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. It's probably going to be one of those things that there's still going to be glitches in it because it's just coming out. So if something's not working, don't freak out. But they're trying to make it so you don't have to log on to online. We'll have one that we can look up our coaches, look up our challengers, look up our downline, all of that stuff right in the app. But it's going to be like any other thing when it first comes out. I'm sure there will be issues with it. And then the last thing I wanted to touch on, the 2 different things that they were talking about. One, so everybody knows when you guys are doing trainings, do not count that as your personal development. We were talking about this in one of the upline groups, that I think sometimes people start doing trainings and then you're like, okay, well, I did my personal development. Trainings help you grow your business, but the personal development helps you grow your mind, and it's doing 2 totally different things. So even if a training is helping you, that's awesome. We want you doing those, but make sure you still do your personal development, because you are going to compare yourself to people all throughout life. And we were talking about this today because there was a coach who's doing really well, but she's like, I feel like I should be further in this business right now because there's other people catching up to me. And she's at a good point. But if you start kind of playing games with yourself, like, well, I want to be further. So just make sure you're doing your personal development, because that's really going to help. And when you guys are going to sign up, when you're talking to people about challengers and coaches, challengers, we're helping someone get fit. That is the goal of what we're doing with the challenger. When you are bringing on a coach, the reason that it is better for people to coach, and the reason that it makes the most sense for someone to coach, they get the discount. You're helping them get in shape, but you're also helping them live a different way and live it as a lifestyle where it never stops. So when you guys are approaching people about coaching, don't be discouraged about it, because that is where the two differences are. One, you only get to help them in that challenge group, and then maybe they'll go into your next one. But with a coach, you get to keep working with them. You get to keep them on track, because they're going to keep working out. They're going to keep drinking their shake. They're going to be doing their personal development and working with you for this different kind of lifestyle. So a coach is in it for the long run with you, majority of the time. You will have people that drop off, and that's totally normal, and it happens all the time. So don't get discouraged when that happens. Also, if you're pushing for dates, they were saying if you have a date of going diamond by a certain time, move it 2 weeks earlier, because you're going to have things that go wrong. And if you wait till the last second, you are going to get discouraged. Even same with Success Club. If you guys wait till the last second, then at the end of the month, you are like a mess. You're sending invites. They don't even sound real, because you're just trying to get them out and trying to get people, and you're stressing out. And I've been there a bunch of times. You don't want to have to do that. So invite all throughout in the beginning, and try to hit your goals early on. Don't wait until the end of the month. Oh, it was interesting, because then they talked about this, and this will be the last thing, but actually we don't need to talk about this. I'll make a video, because we only have like a minute left. But for inviting, we are going to have an open house this week. I'm opening a separate group for diamond catchers. To be in that group, you need to be emerald, and you need to have at least 4 coaches under you. So if you do not have that yet, be pushing for that, because that group is going to be, it's a separate thread right now. And then it's also going to be a group where I'm really helping people push for diamond. So just know that's the requirements. 4 coaches under you, and then you have to be emerald. So that way you are kind of showing us you're in this and you really want to push. Also with people for the business, they talked about in one of my trainings today, you should be invite to coaching, send at least 10 a week. And then if you're doing that, they said that's like 4 or 5 coaches a week. For me personally, if I invite 10 invites a week to coaching, typically that's like 2 to 3, I think, for me. So just kind of think that in your head. For right now, for all of you guys who have busy lives and stuff going on, try to invite 10 people a week. That's like 1 or 2 a day. Or if you want to knock it all out and say, I'm going to invite 10 people, I'm done with that, now I'm moving on, you can do it that way too. Okay, everybody get in a picture, because I'm going to take a picture really fast. Okay, move in so that you're in the picture. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, call's gonna end. Love you guys. What are you doing? That is awesome.